Today in the studio, folks, I got a real treat for you, as always. Jas Mathur. Is it Mathur or Mathur?
Mathur.
Is it like a TH or more like a velvety?
Velvety. Velvety.
Jas.
Velvety is always good.
Jas Mathur, folks. If you guys don't know who he is, look him up on Instagram @Limitless. You'll see him rocking the Bugattis and the lifestyle everybody wants. And you'll wonder, like, is this dude fake? Like, is this one of them fake accounts? It's got like 10 million followers. Dude's a ball. You scroll down, you see him with all the celebrities. You found out he took a company public. You find out he was freaking kicking ass since 14, weren't you? 12 years old. So, and if you guys want to follow him, @Limitless pretty much everywhere except his website, limitlessx.com. But what we want to talk about mainly is Vibe, VYBE, the old ticker symbol. Folks, if you guys are into the stock market, get ready. There's a little inside tip. Is this insider trading if we tell them to go get prepared?
No, get prepared. Get prepared.
Anyway, so Jas, let me ask you a question. Serial entrepreneur, innovator, venture capitalist, brand building expert. Mm-hmm. What made you that?
What made me that? I mean, I started my first business at 12.
But were you like abnormally smart?
No, I just learned it. You know what? I got a computer and I just wanted to just start messing around with things, going in chat rooms, building websites. I was doing, I did wrestling websites and such. That's what I, first started with my income. Then I got into digital advertising, learning about banner ads and how, like, people working with agencies where you have banners placed on your website, and the longer the person stays on the site, the more you're earning, and stuff of that nature.
Try to bring that up to your chin like you love it. No, just hold it if you have to.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. So, I mean, I started as a designer. And then I learned programming. I learned HTML. I learned, a few
just
other
on
things.
your own, just
on
like
my own. Yeah. Just
reading articles and shit like that.
Reading articles, working in chat rooms, playing with website builders and stuff like that.
If someone was listening right now that didn't have a bunch of money, would you recommend that they go do that, or is it too late?
There's too many people in it.
So you wouldn't recommend you can do it.
I would. I mean, I wouldn't say anything's impossible. I would tell anybody you could actually do anything you want, anything you set your mind to. Right? There's nothing that anybody can't really do. It doesn't matter how saturated an industry or a profession may be. It's as long as you're committed and you're focused, you'll be able to do it. You'll be able to do it.
Facts.
Yeah.
But it is much more difficult now. So you would say timing had some shit to do with your success.
Timing had a lot to do with it. Yeah. Timing had a lot to do with it. Obviously today, like, social media platforms are the way to go, like TikTok and so on. I personally am not even on it. I don't even know how the damn thing works. Right. But back in the day, you didn't have any of that. You had nothing. I mean, there was no Google even. So you're not looking at, paying for all kinds of digital marketing, and, the internet was very, very small. So, having a good website, having a lot of visitors, having content automatically made your website successful. So today it's overly saturated. Not saying it's not possible. It's just that every industry needs a much higher budget today.
So you're 12 years old. You start tinkering with the internet. How long until you built something like pretty decent?
About a year.
So you're 13 years old, making how much money?
13. I was probably doing about 15 to 20,000 a month around there.
What was your parents saying?
They were. I mean,
how much were they making? How much were they making?
They were making good money, but everything I started was on my own. It was totally separate.
But they're well off as well.
We were like average. I wouldn't say we were super well off, but we were. We were average.
Because if my 13-year-old kid's dicking around on a computer and all of a sudden he's making 15, 20K, I'd be like, what are you doing, son?
Yeah. But then what happened after, a year later, I was pretty much doubling that. And then in Canada, it was because I'm Canadian. So at that time, the exchange rate was pretty much half. So I was making like, let's say 35, 40 a month. It was almost like 75, 80 Canadian a month. So at that time I was making the most, and it just kept going and going and going.
Did they ever trip out?
Yeah, because I stopped going to school. So I used to just, pretend like I was going to school. I used to call in sometimes and pretend I was my dad and say that I'm sick and I wouldn't be coming in. I did it for weeks at a stretch, I had no interest in going to school because I was making so much money. And then I just kept learning more different things online, meeting different people, wanting to learn more about digital advertising as things were evolving, so I was more focused on computers and working behind the desk than I was even going to school.
So where do you think digital advertising is going?
It's going to a whole other level. I mean, it's at a peak of where it is online, but now with Web3 starting, it's going to be totally different. It's going to be digital advertising and virtual reality.
So when people put on the goggles and live in that world, it's when you look around, you see billboards and shit.
Well, what I think is going to happen is that with Facebook, right, with Meta now doing the whole metaverse thing and taking over the Oculus and whatnot, when you let's say make a video call, right, and you call one of your friends or somebody on there, you'll be able to see like a almost like an augmented version or a virtual version of them in front of you. So when you're video calling, it's not like the person's on the phone. It's like there's like a whole, hologram of them that's standing in front of you
with no hardware.
With the device, yeah.
Oh, with the goggles.
With the goggles.
I like the Google glasses. Remember
the Google glasses?
They never took off though for some reason. Dude, can you imagine wearing a pair of cool looking glasses? Where now, right now, next to you, it says Jas Mathur.
I know, it's cool.
All your vitals, your whole history sitting here, and I can see it with my eye, but it's next to you.
Yeah, no, it's
your birthday, everything.
Yeah, it's definitely going to get into that.
I call that augmented reality. Mm-hmm. Is that augmented? That's not virtual.
Augmented reality, actually, if you think about it, came out about 10 years ago. Nobody knew about it at the time.
But I see it hitting augmented reality before full virtual reality.
Right. But augmented reality, they already have in the arenas. Most arenas have augmented reality. A lot of TV shows already have augmented reality if you watch them.
How? How so?
I mean, for instance, like if you watch wrestling, right? WWE events, every event has augmented reality.
How? What do
you
you mean?
Watch it? So they have things that come out on the screen that's not within the arena itself, but they're coming out on the screen itself.
So the fans see it or no?
You see it on the TV.
Well, that's not the same thing. I'm talking about where, like, because of my glasses, I see a printout readout of you. Now, again, that could also be a dinosaur. Like, have you ever seen the augmented reality business cards? Dude, like if you take your phone and you hold it over an augmented business card, and let's say your logo is a lion. Yeah. A lion climbs out of your freaking logo and sits there and walks around your card and growls, and it's like fucking cool.
Right. And they're going to do that also for even concerts. Like but you have to wear special glasses for that.
Yeah. This is you just hover your phone over the barcode or whatever it is, the QR code.
Right.
It's crazy. Are you into that or no?
Not too much.
So how did you get out of that space and get into the spaces you're in now?
So I got into doing products, and I was bringing in a lot of products from China. So after I was doing a lot of the web stuff.
How did you know to go to China?
I don't know. Look at the products were mostly coming from China. They're made in China. There's a website that came out called Import Genius that you'd put in names of suppliers and companies that were big companies, and you could find out their suppliers from China. Back in the day, this is before Alibaba came out and madeinchina.com. So you'd find the importer, you'd find the customs records, and you could contact them, and then you can, start bringing products in. So I started bringing products from China, and then I started to do.
How old were you then?
I started that when I was 18.
See, again, dude, you're thinking way more advanced than normal 18-year-olds. Normal 18-year-olds are figuring out how to get laid.
Yeah, today.
Even back then.
Back then, yeah, it's true.
Shit, when I was 18, we were thinking about the same thing.
It's true. It's true.
How do we get that kuznaznack?
It's true, but I was, I always say, like, I was for me, like, business has been like, it's like playing video games. So, I was like trying to get levels higher.
Now, are your parents freaking out that their kid's making a bunch of money at some point or no?
When I left high school and stuff, yeah. I mean,
they were freaking out because you left high school. Did they ever freak out because, like, damn, son, you're doing extremely well financially?
No, not freaking out in that way. No.
See, I would if I just freaking found out my kid was making $1 million a month. I'd be like, damn, son, what are you doing?
Yeah. No, it was good though. It was good. It was a lot of learning. I mean, I would say that the best way to learn how to make money or do a business is to try to do it, right? And when you try, look, you're gonna have failures. You're gonna trip and fall, right? If I go back and think, should I have done some things different? Yes, for sure. But the thing is, when you try so many different things and you trip and fall, you learn, and then that's how you gain experience to move on to your next ventures and such.
Wow. So 18, you started importing products.
Yeah, started importing products, all kinds of different products. I used to sell. I got them into big stores even in Canada. I used to sell to a lot of big stores.
Would you go in and get that deal done yourself, or
yeah?
Like, how'd you know how to do that?
I met people through people. You know, I found brokers, and just through contacts.
So you were just hustling.
Yeah, from brokers. A lot of times, there's usually one or two brokers that have access to all the department stores. So if you get the right broker, you give them anywhere from 5 to 15%, and you can get in.
Damn. Mm-hmm. So you're just basically a hustler.
I'm just basically, I would say that if I want something, I'll get it.
But the average Joe probably wouldn't have figured out what you figured out at such a young age. Something gave you some sort of ability to be intuitive.
I think, well, yeah, I'm very intuitive. That is one thing. I always follow my intuition. I don't usually listen to what somebody tells me. I go with my gut feeling.
See, there's something to pay attention to, kids. Most people, they won't pay. They will do the exact opposite of that, and that's why a lot of people aren't making it, because they listen to everybody else.
You have to follow your gut feeling. Like if you have an instinct, if something tells you, hey, do this or don't do that, then you should usually listen to that and follow it. I think that I don't think that I had anything special in terms of achieving what I did. I think that it's just the time that I spent on what I was doing. So it's about, literally I would sacrifice time from something else to put onto this. And this is why, I put my energy into something that I knew was going to help me grow and help me, financially and make more money and stuff in order to achieve and get the things I wanted in life. Like when I was in high school, me and my friends, we used to sit down in the library every day looking at car books. I was obsessed with cars. So I was constantly looking at car books. Hey, we want to get this car. I want to get this car. Everybody was saying all the different cars. We used to see a Dodge Viper on the road and start chasing the car just to go and sit inside, when we were little kids. Like I'm talking, we were like 10, 11, 12 years old. So at the time, for me, I knew what I wanted. I knew that every single car that I would buy a die-cast model of, I wanted to buy in real life. And my goal was, okay, by the time I hit 30, I need to have a Ferrari. That was my goal. And
did you have one?
Yeah, of course I did it.
Well, you could probably have one at 18, sounded like.
I could have had one at, I would say, well, yes, but I don't believe in, the way I look at things, I don't believe in, if you have 300 grand saved up, that you go and spend all the 300 grand and buy the car and then you're broke. So what I mean, you can afford to have it, right? So generally, if you have a $300,000 car, you should have at least $3 million in the bank. If you don't have
the rule?
At least, if you don't have $3 million in the bank and you're driving a $300 car, you're a fucking moron.
What about invested? Why does it have to be in the bank?
I mean,
if you have $3 million in the bank, you're kind of a moron.
Well, no, if you have $3 million in the bank, you for sure have investments. You have to be, number one, being liquid is the most important. If you have all your monies tied up in assets and investments, then where's your liquidity?
Well, the assets.
But you'd have to liquidate the assets in order to gain liquidity.
What percentage do you think you should have on hand in liquidity?
Of your assets?
Yeah, of your total net worth.
I would say at least 10%.
Yeah, I'd go 10%.
About 10%.
Yeah, I keep around 10%. What's funny is if you Google me, it says, Google my net worth. I'm becoming somewhat of a celebrity myself. If you Google me, it'll say my net worth's $8 million. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering where they get that from. And so somebody was online and I said something and, one of the haters are like, bro, your net worth is only $8 million. I'd pipe down if I were you. And I said, dude, I can't believe you believe that bullshit. He said, well, you telling me it's not true? I said, unless they're just counting cash.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
What would you say your net worth is?
I don't want to say the number.
You 9 figures yet?
Yeah.
And does that feel good?
Yeah.
What's your favorite car you've ever purchased?
I
How many cars do you have? Do you still have a bunch of cars?
I have a lot of cars.
What's your favorite one?
My favorite car out of every car that I have that I love the most is the 1967 Shelby GT500.
That's like Eleanor?
That's Eleanor. That's my favorite car.
Is it kick-ass?
Car.
Is it as nice as that one?
It is.
It's got to be flawless.
100%. It's 100% actually signed by Carroll Shelby.
Dang. Where'd you get that one?
I got it made.
See,
I got lucky on that one.
People always ask, you know,
it has the go baby go button.
But people always ask me, like, you know, what's your why? You know, that type of shit's my why. Like, doesn't it feel good to be able to go out and get the dream
It's
cars?
satisfying. It's just, you know what it does? It gives you that look, what do we all want in life? Everybody wants the feeling of satisfaction, right? That's the most valuable. That's what everybody goes for in life, right? You want to feel good. You know, that's why people do what they do. A lot of people do many different things ultimately to get that feeling of feeling good and feeling satisfied, you know?
Do you have a Chiron?
Yeah.
Two?
Yeah.
How are they?
The best.
But not better than the Shelby.
I mean, the Shelby is the Shelby.
I know, but like, you know who Andrew Tate is.
Yes.
So old Andrew Tate keeps going, you know, you got a Bugatti. Like, that's like the equivalent of, dude, if you don't have a Bugatti, you haven't made it yet.
Correct.
You have two.
Yes.
But they're not as good as the Shelby.
I love the Shelby.
So if Andrew ever said you got a Bugatti, you can say, yeah, I got two.
Yeah,
and I got a Shelby. Does he have a Shelby? That's the question.
I don't know. That's a rare car.
And I'm also wondering, you know, if somebody with a Bugatti would like a Shelby. Like, how do they drive different?
So I had the Veyron, okay, before. And the Veyron is horrible in terms of a drive. But like you hear, it's like you're driving a plane. It's really funny, right? The Chiron is very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. It's a day-to-day. Like, you could drive the car every day, no problem.
Do you drive your cars every day?
I drive a car every day, but not those ones.
Are those investments then?
Those are more investments.
Yeah, because dude, I'd do the same thing you're doing, but I'd be driving them every day. Like, I got an F8.
Yeah.
Everyone says, like, dude, you're driving it all the time.
It's a daily driver.
Why
though.
wouldn't you?
But the F8's a daily driver.
Hell yeah, it is.
That's a daily driver for
So is a Veyron or a Chiron.
Yeah, but it's after a while, it's very like you don't want a mileage to go that up on those cars.
For what reason? They lose
depreciation.
Value. Exactly, dude. Who cares? You got tons of money and more's coming.
True, but they won't lose. Otherwise, I don't know. It's just, those are cars. I feel I drive the Bugattis like, I'd say once every week or once every 2 weeks.
Well, that's still plenty.
Yeah.
Especially when you have so many cars.
Yeah.
But if I walked out to my garage and I saw my F8, a Chiron, and a Lambo,
yeah,
you know, whatever I felt like driving, but whatever my favorite car was is when I drive the most, and I wouldn't care that the value's going down. I wouldn't care.
Of
like,
course.
I don't care. Like those, I own the cars don't own me.
right.
And that's just the way I feel. I probably would still feel the same way had I got a Bugatti, but I haven't really had the urge to spend $5 million on a car. Like, those are $5 million now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like,
The Pure Sport is, yeah. The Pure Sport, yeah.
Yeah. So like, dude, who the hell would buy one of those and drive it full time like a daily? Nobody.
It's not a daily. It's not. I mean, some people do.
What's your daily?
Rolls.
Now, Rolls is a daily.
Cullinan or a Ghost, one of the two.
And you don't care about miling those up.
No. They're comfortable to drive.
They are, dude.
It's the best.
I don't understand when people are like bitching about, you know, I got Rolls Royce, like you're pretentious. Dude, go drive one.
It's the most comfortable car to drive.
They're freaking badass.
Yeah.
I had a Cullinan for 3 days, not mine. I had a Cullinan for 3 days. I'm like, dude, this thing is fucking killer.
Yeah.
Now, you said a Ghost and a Cullinan.
I have a Ghost, a Dawn, and a Cullinan.
How's the Dawn?
Very nice. Very comfortable.
And those are your dailies?
Those are dailies.
So let's go back though. I'm getting too caught up in the glitz
Cars.
and the glamour. Well, yeah. Plus, if you guys go look at his website, you'll see the cars, you'll see celebs, you'll see. Obviously, you're sponsoring a bunch of shit.
Yes.
You're in town because you're sponsoring some shit here.
Here?
Yeah,
No,
aren't you?
not today.
Oh,
Just flew in to see you
oh. I thought you had some sort of charity thing.
tonight. Amphar tonight in L.A.
Yeah.
Amphar.
Oh, it's in L.A. I thought it was here.
No,
you
it's
came
in
up
LA.
here just to do
I
this.
just came here and
Come on, man.
Right back.
Appreciate that, big dog. Mm-hmm. We'll drop a bomb on that deal. I thought you were coming in to do some charity thing and you were swinging through.
No, we're doing the charity dealer.
No, I can't. I wish I could. Now, unless of course, you know, it comes with a Veyron as a parting gift. So let's go back a little bit. Because before you had a publicly traded company,
yes,
you were just doing well?
I was just running a private company. Yes.
Yeah, but doing well.
Yes.
And then who decided, or how did you decide, hey, I should take this public?
So how it all started is my friends started telling me this back in 2012, that first of all, I should be in the US because the story I have with my weight loss and the type of business I tried to create in Canada, because I opened nutrition stores in Canada. So in my whole crazy journey of a story with working behind the computer, I ended up gaining a lot of weight. And that's because you couldn't run a business from mobile back in the day. You had to be stationary if you're doing online businesses. There was no smartphones, there was none of that, right? So you have to sit behind the computer, behind the desk. And part of the success I had was financial, but the other side where I didn't have success was my health. And then
because you had money, you were eating whatever the hell you wanted.
I was just eating, working on the computer. I didn't really care about my health. So then the transition happened where in 2010, 2011, I started to want to prioritize my health over the money.
What caused you to do
great. A lot of things, more so like social media, coming out, Facebook, you know.
You didn't want to be seen fat.
Right. Reconnecting with old friends from before, all that kind of stuff, you know. So what happened is, when I wanted to start losing weight, I wanted to get into that business because I already had experience in selling online.
How heavy were you?
At my peak, over 450.
Damn. How tall are you?
6'2".
Damn, dude. That's a chunky monkey.
I was really big.
Damn, dude. So you didn't want to be seen that way. What about girls?
I didn't, you know what's funny? I didn't really care when I was really big. So I had money, so I really didn't I didn't care. I didn't care about anything.
Did your doctors or anything say, dude, you better knock that shit off? Or
yeah, but everybody had kind of lost hope, that I was already so big that there's no chance I'd be able to lose weight.
And so one day you just said, fuck it.
One day I just said, fuck it. I set my mind to it. I said, I'm going to make this the most important thing in my life over the money, over anything else. And then I did.
Isn't that?
And I said, I'll get back to the money later. So I'm going to focus on this. I already have my business. I'm not going to focus on scaling it any further or whatever, but I'm going to devote a lot of time and attention to my health. And then I'll get back to the business side later. And then I wanted to transition from doing consumer electronics to nutrition products. And because of that. And then when I saw, I wanted to advertise with the UFC, I wanted to work with athletes, things of that nature. And that's what kind of got me into that whole scope of celebrities and whatnot after a while.
Interesting. And so because you were focused on getting in shape,
yeah,
and you obviously lost weight and got in shape, all the formulations and let's call them recipes of all the products that got you intrigued to hey, I could make my own version of this.
No. So when I first started losing weight, I wasn't even taking any supplements really. I was taking one fat burner because of caffeine and all the stuff that it has in there. But I was mainly with my diet. It was I was eating below 1,000 calories a day.
Damn.
So, and then I was working out a lot. I was doing a lot of cardio.
Were you starving?
I was starving. Yeah. But after 2 weeks, my body got used to it. So I was just going down and down and down and down and down.
You like the feeling of hunger?
I love eating in general. So now I can eat whatever I want, but
But dude, when I started getting in shape, because I not too long ago, I was a little pudgier than I am now. I like the feeling of hungry. It means I'm heading in the right direction.
Right.
When I feel full. And then when I started eating clean for a while, then I'd go out and, on a cheat day,
mm-hmm.
and you'd eat and you'd be you feel like shit after you ate like shit.
Correct.
Then I'm like, dude, you feel like what you eat.
Correct. It's true.
It's crazy.
True. It's if you eat pasta during the day, your brain can't function. You get foggy. At least to me, I fall asleep.
Yeah. So you basically feel like you eat. So now it's dude, when I choose to eat, I eat clean.
Mm-hmm.
I like to feel clean.
Yep. I
like to feel when I'm done eating, I don't want to feel full.
Right.
Are you that way?
Yeah, you got to have portion control.
Now, what supplements did you kind of start generating build the company?
So what happens, there's two parts to losing weight. There's a part where you burn fat and lose weight. And then there's a part where if you do it wrong, which I did for a long period, you start burning muscle. And then when you start burning muscle, it's very hard to rebuild muscle again. And then it's a totally different type of training if you're trying to burn fat or burn muscle. And then the ultimate is basically burning fat while maintaining and building lean muscle mass. That's the most challenging and difficult thing to do. So where I got into the products, I'd sworn to myself before, I'm not going to start a supplement line because that's what everybody does when they lose weight, and then they don't even take the products to begin with. But then I met someone who today is my partner in manufacturing, is a genius chemist, and who basically has been in the industry for over 30 years. And he formulated certain products specifically for me so it can help me tighten my skin, build lean muscle mass, and, burn fat at the same time. And as I started to see results on my body and my skin tightening and so on and so forth, that's what got me to wanting to get into this industry.
What's the skin tightener?
Well, it has a lot to do with collagen, but because the more collagen your body produces, that's what helps tighten up your skin and all that, right? But collagen is like the active ingredient. So obviously I didn't know a lot about how to use certain things and whatnot.
Dude, so you developed, what are those, your first products that you developed?
Sorry?
Those are the first products?
No, the first product I actually developed was a fat burner. Not a fat burner, sorry, a focus pill. A focus pill.
And it just gives you mental focus.
Yeah, NZT48.
Like the Limitless pill.
The Limitless pill.
That movie was freaking cool.
Mm-hmm.
And you invented the pill.
So basically, So I basically got the name. I trademarked it, NZT48. Then I launched the capsules, which help you focus.
How many did those sell?
A lot.
Is that when you started making real coin?
I started with. I've always been making money my whole life, so it's not, that's not like the factor for me really, but I would say like the nutrition side of the business really took off when we started keto. The keto pills is what blew through the roof.
Keto, is everybody on keto now?
Everybody and their mother is on this keto thing. I swear. We did keto pill capsules and keto gummies. We sold over 5 million bottles in 1 year.
Wow. What did they do?
They help put your body in ketosis. So what I did is we took the standard keto pills that people sell online. We added some additional ingredients to it that make it a natural fat burner, like green tea extract and raspberry ketones and stuff. And then I started marketing the shit out of it. And they started
digitally?
Going bananas. Digital.
So what were some of the things you did to market those?
Facebook ads, all kinds of stuff.
Did you do them yourself or did you have a team?
I have a whole team.
You didn't start with a team though.
I started alone, but I know how to do everything myself. So it's easy for me to find the right people with different skills in different areas. I can find a print designer, a web designer, a graphic designer, a person who specializes in doing marketing copy, a person who specializes in building sales funnels, a person who specializes in building advertorials. There's so many different parts to this.
Well, dude, I want to get farther down that.
It's like building a house, right? You can't ask the plumber to do your drywall. And you can't ask the guy that does the drywall to do your fucking landscaping, right?
Yeah, but where do you find all the good contractors?
That's the hard part. You first got to know it yourself to be able to find all the right people. And it definitely ain't on Upwork or Fiverr.
Did you ever study through Dan Kennedy?
No.
Never heard of Dan Kennedy?
Nope.
He's supposedly like the marketing genius of the world.
I don't think there's any marketing genius. I think that everybody can learn from everyone.
So do I.
There's no marketing genius.
Well, there's some damn good marketers out there.
There are, yeah.
I'd say Ty Lopez. I'd say Alex Hormozy. I'd say Dan Kennedy. I'd say Jas Mathur. Huh? Anybody that has money is obviously a damn good marketer.
You need money to market.
I know. And people will always ask me on DMs and shit, Brad, I'm just getting out of college. I love your stuff. What would you do if you were me? And I said, learn marketing. Learn marketing. Learn marketing. Because I'll hire good marketers.
Because if you can learn marketing, you could sell anything.
Not only that, but you can get rich.
Yep.
Rich as shit.
Yep.
Because you don't even need a product. Like if you're good, you can sell someone else's product.
Correct.
And they will pay you all the money to do so.
Correct.
And I don't think that's ever going to go away. Just the medium in which marketing changes. You just need to
there's
stay
so
on.
there's so many different types of marketing. There's like, whatever you learn, whether it's organic search engine optimization, whether it's organic buildup of social media, whether it's, learning how to buy media, right? Whether it's television media, whether it's online media, no matter what kind of media it is, and optimize those ads, that's money. Because anybody can go and open a Facebook ads account and put up an ad, but they won't know how to create the ad. They won't know how to spend the money. They won't know how to scale it, optimize it, and scale it. There's so many different parts to this.
So what do you need if someone wants to be able to market professionally? How many roles in that department do you think you need?
7.
Name them.
Okay, you need to have a good graphic designer. You need to have a good copywriter that understands marketing and that understands your industry, whatever it is that you're selling.
How do you know if they do? Just by quizzing them?
Experience. I mean, they have to understand both industries, right? Then you need to have a good content manager, somebody who knows what to post, where, how, the timings, the captions for the posts, so on and so forth. You need to have a good back office. Back office, I mean customer service, emails, live chat, support, all of that stuff. Then you need to have fulfillment, a good team for fulfillment. That's whether you're doing a digital delivery.
Yeah, but that's assuming you sold something. I was just talking about marketing.
But why are you doing marketing if you're not selling anything?
Well, you are selling something if you're doing good marketing, but marketing generates leads. Sales teams close the leads.
True, but if you're generating, even if you know marketing and you're generating a lead, you're still basically selling something. You have a form with a call to action, and then you're receiving that lead, and then you got to do something with that lead.
I know, but fulfillment I wouldn't call marketing.
No, fulfillment is whatever you're selling, and you're getting directed to the customer.
Yeah, but if I want to just hire the leads to be generated, that's marketing. So I need a copywriter, graphic designer. You said a web designer.
So somebody who understands social media in and out.
So a social media team,
and video team, because a lot of the ads, the graphic designer doesn't know how to do video, and video is very important today.
What's the graphic designer make?
Graphic designer, what, per year?
No, what do they make? Like graphics? What
They're
kind of
gonna make
graphics?
your graphics. They're gonna make your graphics that you're gonna post on social. They're gonna make your graphics for your ads.
Like a picture with a quote on it?
Yeah, a picture with a quote, or a picture that goes within the ad, like for the ad, and then the caption that goes below the ad, that kind of stuff.
So that's a graphic designer.
Graphic designer, yeah.
And a web designer, they just know how to put up a web page?
A web designer knows how to put up a web page, and a web designer and a graphic designer work together.
So if you have both of those, you can pretty much, get the job done.
With a web designer and a graphic designer? No.
What else you need?
You can't. You need a copywriter.
Is that key?
It's the most important.
Copywriter, huh?
Copywriter, and somebody who understands marketing and the product, both. That's hard to find.
I know.
It's very hard.
Is there any out there, folks? That's the question.
That's hard.
If this is you, by the way,
we're constantly hiring.
DM me. I'll put you in touch with him. I'll hire a couple of you. Like, dude.
Yeah, we're constantly hiring. And then same thing. Like, I mean, you could be in the agency and offer marketing services to someone else, but then you need to have your, like a team leader, then your person who's in charge of project management. It's a whole different side. But generally, most people that really know marketing and do marketing, they have something of their own. Like they have, whether it's a digital product or service or whether it's tangible.
So basically, it's better just to learn it.
It's better to learn it and then to do something yourself with it.
Yeah, because like I've been trying to hire and find for years, and now I'm like getting to a point where like, fuck it, dude. I'm just going to go learn the shit myself.
A lot of moving parts.
Well, I've got the social media part down. I just need to get the ad buying, media, stuff like that. I'm not a graphic artist, but I got them. I got most of the things. I've just always relied on someone to go, hey, here's a great idea, and here's how we're going to generate leads and build the funnels. But I've never really found a team of people that are like amazing.
Right.
But if I could, dude, I could make $1 billion. Mm-hmm. All my clients need that team.
Correct. Everybody needs.
So you got that team. Why don't you lease me your team? Why don't you lease me your team?
I wish we had. I wish we were able to.
Yeah, you should buy into Lightspeed so you can come blow this place.
I don't have enough people. It's never enough. And you need backups.
So, dude, eventually, you started making coin. You came out with the Limitless, and then the Keto blew up, and then obviously that developed into other products and services.
From the Keto, we added a lot of other things.
But how'd you go public?
So I've wanted to go public. It was part of my bucket list. And I wanted to go public without knowing anything about stocks, without knowing anything about the stock market, without owning a stock of any company in my life. The stock of the first company I ever owned stock was in my own company. Now today I own stocks from a lot of different companies, but that has happened very recently because for my thing was like, let me take my company public and figure it out. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of headache. Do I see it being worth it? Yes, because once again, it comes down to marketing. If you know marketing, you can build a good, strong public company. If you don't know marketing, it's useless. There's no point. Absolutely no point, because the amount of stuff you're disclosing, there's a lot of filings you have to do. There's a lot of disclosures. There's people with heavy salaries you have to have. These are all people you're talking about $250,000 plus a year that you have to bring on your payroll. You're talking about constant audits. Every single thing you do is looked at. It doesn't matter what, you can't have one company related to another doing business. Like it's all got to be by the book.
Who knows the rules?
I mean, people that go public.
I know, but like,
you have to learn it.
What if someone lies to you and you're doing something you're not supposed to be?
I mean, you don't generally have that. That generally doesn't happen because whoever's put it this way, when it comes to numbers, the CFO has to sign off and he's personally on the hook, right? So he can't really be lying to the president of the company because he's the one signing the thing, not the president of the company, right? And the president of the company can't really be lying to the CEO of the company because everyone has their own liabilities. It all has to be signed. Then you need to have a good board. And then the board has to the board runs the company. So the board has to sign off on everything. And the board has to be qualified people that are unrelated that can see and look and read and say, okay, fine, we approve of X, Y, and Z because they're liable.
So it's a lot of freaking paperwork and brain damage.
Oh yeah, it's totally different.
Why is it worth it then?
The private company still continues. So the way we operate, we have our day-to-day operations in the products that we sell on Limitless X. The daily company keeps running. Then there's the public company. The public company has its own team. It's not related. They're two totally different things altogether.
The public company owns the asset.
Correct. The public company owns. So the public company is Limitless X Holdings Inc. It owns Limitless X Inc., which is the company that does the business.
So they just let that company continue to run.
Correct. With
its own team.
Correct.
But they could get a call from upstairs that tells them to change direction if you wanted to.
Meaning
the board says, hey, you guys stop doing that.
The board has to vote on it, yes.
But they'd have to.
Yes.
That's funny. So are you on? You're obviously chairman of the board, or what are you?
Yes.
So how did you get your board members?
It was through people. It was through different contacts, different people that I knew, and different people that are experts in their own fields and space.
Weren't you afraid of getting voted out?
No.
Why?
I'm confident in my abilities.
So what? Doesn't stop assholes from being assholes.
They could be assholes, but then they're gonna drown the company and take it to shit. They can't do what I do.
But look at Steve Jobs. They tossed his ass out.
He started that company.
Correct. Dude, I almost got tossed out of this company.
Really?
Wasn't public, thank God, but yeah, I gave a couple partners of mine 2/3 of the company. I said, I started a company. You guys want to come in? They're like, we don't know. And I'm like, come on, guys, it'll be fun. We'll get rich. Da, 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 da. I said, here, I'll give you 1/3 and you 1/3 and I'll have 1/3 and we can go all kick ass and take names. So I just gave them 1/3 each. Well, 8-9 years later, when we finally started making money, everything kind of changed a little bit. And now those two got together, formed a board, right? Because they could outvote me.
Right.
And the whole time I was thinking, yeah, let's get a board like a real company. So we bring in a board, and then they were convincing the board that I shouldn't be here anymore.
Wow.
And by the way, if they would have been successful, this company would have been busted a long time ago.
For sure.
But thankfully, I put in the articles that what's called a super vote. So basically, by the time they got to the lawyers to get me out, they're looking at our articles of incorporation, and it says that my vote outpowers both of theirs put together.
Wow.
So I had a super vote. So when it boiled down to it, my vote counted and theirs didn't.
Correct.
So when they voted to fire me, I voted not to. Boom. They were cock blocked.
So in my case, I have the same thing. I have that special preferred class B that if I convert, I have the super vote power.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
See, who taught you that? See, I had to learn the hard way.
I learned it. I learned the rules before going public. I learned it. I understood it. I knew what I was getting myself into. I started reading and studying a lot about how securities law works and what you can do, can't do, the power of the board, how the votes work, how the shares work, the different classes of stock, how the conversions to common work, etc., the values, all of that stuff.
You like traveling the world, just enjoying life right now, or are you working 80 hours a week?
I am right now working about 100 hours a week.
Damn.
Crazy.
Do you not want to? Do you not want to?
I mean, it's fun. It's fun. I'm taking a little mini vacation / work now. I have to leave tomorrow for a bit. I'm going to go for 3 weeks, but
where are you going?
I'm going everywhere. I'm going to
just all fun though?
London. No, I'm going for work a bit too. I'm going to London, Paris, Dubai, Monaco, Italy, probably Switzerland.
Do you fly private? You fly private?
I fly private.
Nice. Dude, tell everybody.
I don't like to talk about that.
Yeah, but tell everybody how nice flying private is versus commercial.
I mean, it saves you time. It saves you time.
Come on, it's better than that.
It saves you time. It's convenient.
When people buy first class tickets, I'm like, bro, that ain't first class.
Depends where. First class, you know what? Depends on the airline.
I know. No, none of them. Well,
Emirates,
again, I was about to say Emirates.
If you're going to Dubai, Emirates first class is real.
I was pulling it back because of Emirates.
Right. That's the only one.
There's also another one over there called Etihad.
I don't know about that one.
Etihad Airlines. It's like Emirates competitor. But I mean, over there, like, I don't know what they call it, but the very best, that's badass shit. But you're also flying on much bigger planes. Over here in the domestic United States, the first class here, they don't even lay down.
Well, yeah, that's not real first class.
No, and it's not first class at all. But people are like, we're first class. I'm thinking, dude, you're better than coach. That's what you should call that seat right there.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Because, flying private is first class.
Yes.
Flying private, dude, like I'm looking right now for a little baby starter G450.
Mm-hmm. That's not a baby starter.
I know, but I can't do any smaller one.
Yeah.
Dude, I got to step onto the scene like, what's up, fellas? What's happening? People making fun of me. I'll be like, dude, I know she's small, but it's just for me and my family. We can get around in it. But I like the G450. What do you got?
G4 SP.
What's that?
Gulfstream. G4.
Well, what's the SP?
SP is the long range. So it can go to Europe without stopping. That's the long range.
Now, do you have to have pilots on staff?
Yeah.
What do you think it costs to run a jet, even if you don't use it much?
I can tell you right now, I have one.
What is it?
A couple million a year.
See, that's what people don't understand. Like people go, Brad, why don't you have a jet? Dude, I can afford the jet. But it's the ongoing fucking maintenance and bullshit. And I don't fly that much. So now I'm going to be like, why did I buy it? Just so I could.
You have fixed costs.
You got to fly a lot.
You got to fly a lot. Or else there's no point.
Yeah, and I told myself, because I can go get a jet.
If you don't fly 300 hours a year, it's no point having one.
That's the thing. I don't have anywhere to go, and it would make me go places.
It does.
And guess what? I'd be thinking vacation places, not business places.
It does make you go places.
Yeah, anywhere.
But you get a lot done with it.
Dude, it's a time machine.
You get a lot. Not just that. A lot of deals get done on there on the plane.
Sure.
You get a lot of deals done. You can lock a lot of deals if you have a plane. For me, it's been a very big advantage.
Yeah, so it's an asset.
It's an asset for the company in every shape, and
the board obviously approves.
The board it doesn't belong to the public company. It belongs to me personally.
Oh, dang. Yeah, all right.
But the pubco has to pay for whenever I travel related to the business.
Right. Well, obviously
they have a discounted rate.
They're in the yay column.
Yeah.
So what's next, bro?
What's next is our uplisting. We're going to be uplisting to the New York Stock Exchange.
When are you doing that?
I think February, March.
How do all the listeners benefit from that?
I mean, we...
Can they get into any pre-IPOs or anything like that?
It's coming soon. It's coming. We have to do a little bit of a little bit of work right now.
What if they went and bought stock on wherever you are now, and then you went? Do they ride with you? They have to.
They do. Yeah. I would suggest like waiting till like December-ish, because of some changes and stuff that we have to do. And then from there, it'll, you know, we'll be doing the IPO, and it'll be very publicly out there.
Damn. And that ticker symbol is VYBE.
VYBE.
Why
yes.
vibe?
People, it's a word. First of all, vibe means visualize yourself better every day.
I like that.
So look at yourself, reinvent yourself, look in the mirror. You could be better than what you are today. And second thing is that it's just a top of mind word. It's just at the tip of everyone's tongue, you know?
Dude, you already nailed it, dude. That's a good one. Visualize yourself better every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's what everyone needs to do.
Everybody wants that.
And you can't fail if you do that.
You can't fail because it's all in your mind. Your mind is the most powerful muscle in your body. You know, if you think of something, you can do it.
Amen. Dude, I appreciate you guys coming all the way up here just to hang with me, share with the listeners. Now, if you could get the Bomb Squad to do anything you wanted them to do, to repay you for dropping the knowledge, what would it be?
If I can get them to do anything.
Yeah, like, you know, if you had a book, you don't have a book, do you?
I don't have a book.
Can they buy your products? Like, you want them to buy your products?
What I would say more than even...
I'd say follow you, but you already got a bunch of those.
I would say follow, just because the journey that I started, which I'm on today, is one of the reasons why, you know, I keep meeting different people and they introduce me to more people, and I keep growing is because of the inspiration and the motivate, like the more so the inspiration that people get when they meet with me and they hear my story. And then I motivate a lot of people, for sure.
I bet.
A lot of people that they feel like they can't do something, or they think it's too late in their life. They feel motivated when they hear me, or they follow me and stuff like that, right? So what I would say is that the one thing I can give, and what I would want everybody to do, is if you follow me and you follow the journey, there's a chance that anything you're looking to achieve in your life, or you may feel like you don't have what it takes, that it'll give you that inner power and energy to actually want to push forward and go.
There you have it, folks. Well, dude, I appreciate you coming in, man.
Thank you.
Old David, thank you for bringing him up here. Folks, Jas Mathur. And as always, till next time, keep that shit real.
Dropping bombs with the real Bradley. Subscribe now.